love the idea of a black Jesus.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so I wanted to share my belief on Christmas. I mean on not Christmas.
But how did the algorithm pump out that specific looking, not algorithm but the AI?
I just said black Jesus, and that's what he showed me. So that's what the algorithm showed me as black Jesus.
It's not you. You didn't prompt it as that.
What do you mean?
Because I was wondering what prompt you typed in.
Let's look. That would be the best evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's Meta?
So I've got a question for you. Where's your United jersey?
Shit. I'll still obviously wear it.
Where's the pride today?
I'll take it. No, I can't be wearing it every day, you know? I did wear it this week though. I wore my Man U shirt.
But not with pride.
Bro, of course it was with pride because I've been there during the glory days, so I can't just turn my support away when we start losing. And I've been supporting them for the last bro, it's been tough. But like I said to my friends, it all is a wave. We'll come back like Arsenal are trying to get their glory back since 2003. It's been a long time. Okay. But you're there. I just don't think I'll be as loud until we start building. And I'm not a loud supporter. I don't think I'm a loud supporter. Yeah. So, yes, see, now I'm going to have to go deep in the archives.
So I wanted to... I just feel like you guys had one job, man. Not Tottenham.
I know. Bro, I was as disappointed.
You see how weird it looks seeing them hold a trophy?
No, I didn't enjoy it one bit. Because my one friend, I've only have one. Do you have any Tottenham supporting friends?
Yes, I do. Everybody only knows one Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, and that guy in the morning sent me just the Tottenham badge. That's all he sent me.
Wow, that's abuse.
Yeah, it was bad. I would have sent him videos.
But that's what the banter's for.
I do love it. I love banter.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of banter.
Jeez Louise, this was a long time ago. It was before Easter.
I want to ask you what the darkest joke you've ever heard is.
Yo, I can't even. If you were to put me on the spot and say tell a joke, I wouldn't be able to tell you a joke. Now you're asking me the most racist joke.
No. I didn't say the most racist. I said the darkest.
Oh. Yes, see, it would probably one that I hear on these Instagram ones where they hold in water, and then they try not to spit it at each other, and they go, what joke for joke. Have you seen that type of content? Yeah, so there's been a couple where I'm like, damn, that's a little bit overboard.
I've actually seen that page.
Jackson does a lot of it. My Australian homie. Well, I don't know if he calls me a homie, but Jackson, the dude that I've been with in South Africa. Nah, I'm sure he definitely calls me a homie. I just feel like a chick now.
You're sounding cheeky, bro.
Fuck. But anyways, he does that. It's dark humor. I quite enjoy dark humor though.
Yeah, me too.
You also enjoy dark humor.
I do. You know what caused me to actually ask you that question? It's because you don't reply when I send you memes. I'm like,
oh, you do send me funny shit, bro. You do.
Oh, this guy, he's not fine. Isn't it funny?
I love it. I do love it. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, because I see it like as what it is. It's just humor. People breaking a laugh on a sensitive topic, which I feel is a good way to get over sensitive topics.
Which brings up another question, actually. Like,
bro, it's so deep in this archive chat of mine.
Why are the darkest jokes? Why do they tend to be racist?
I guess it's also dark jokes are just generally racist against some sort of person, and retarded jokes. It's obviously tended to be funny for the one other side of the story and not funny for the others. But also like you also laugh at the jokes, so it's how you take the joke at the end of the day. You can take it as what it is. Like for me, to cancel a comedian is crazy. That's their whole job, is to try to think of funny things. But I do guess they can cross a certain line.
Don't you think you need to have a license to be a comedian? Because now I could just jump on TV and say, kill the boa.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's true.
In fact, as a comedian, you don't even need to say just kidding. Like, because I'm a comedian, I can say whatever I want. So I feel like,
I guess as soon as you're going on the stage, you're getting comedic license. And you in the stands and you watching are adhering to that as comedic licensing. Do you get what I'm trying to say there? And put it together.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way on how to do it, because if this guy is going onto a stage and you're watching him, it could be different if you're just on TikTok. Then what's stopping me from just saying stupid things and just being like, nah, I was making lightheartedness out of the situation.
And this is the thing, right? It's like, okay, wait, we're getting intense. We ain't even introduced ourselves. But we're on a good train of thought. We mustn't let it go. What it do, y'all? Welcome to LoudSpoken. I'm Goon of the Dank Dude.
And I'm Shan, the Canna Man.
Yes.
Episode 8, bro.
Episode
nice.
8, baby.
We're keeping the viewers in.
Let's call it consistency.
Consistency, yeah. I'm impressed. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Just open it.
Can you roll for us?
Yeah, I need it. I'm a little bit anxious.
Thank you. Why? Do you want to share why you're anxious? Or is it too?
No, personal? I think I'm ate breakfast this morning. Well, not had breakfast. And I don't usually. So now my stomach is like eating itself a little bit, and not apparently, your body releases a substance. Just give me a second, because I do want to also tell the viewers about that. It's quite interesting. Like, sometimes you don't know things. I didn't know this last night.
Yeah.
And it is called cortisol and adrenaline. If you don't eat, that's what your body produces, so that it stabilizes your blood sugar level. And that is why we sometimes feel wired, is because our body is producing that and it's going through that. So it's basically your body's basically going into not suitable for cellular energy. That wired energy some people feel in the morning without eating is actually a stress response, not suitable for cellular energy. Over time, consistently relying on this response can lead to adrenal dysregulation, fatigue, or energy crashes late in the day, blood sugar instability, increased anxiety and irritability.
Okay, so that's what you're going through today, currently.
Well, not all of it. I'm just feeling it because anyways, it's not the story, and we were on a big topic right there.
Yes. Like, because we're talking about comedy, right?
Yeah.
And being on stage, which is performing, which is entertaining, right? At what point does my entertainment overstep and become possibly hate speech? Let me tell you the darkest joke that I heard, right?
Jimmy Carr's got a dark joke. Yeah. But anyways, continue. I want to know your joke.
What's the difference between pizza and juice?
Pizza and juice? I don't know, dude. What's the difference between pizza and juice?
Pizza comes out of the oven.
Okay. It's a good one.
It's like, but why? I'm not a comedian. So if somebody who maybe is of Jewish heritage or is a Jewish sympathizer, or somebody who's combing for anti-Semitism online comes across me saying that, they might think that this guy, is one of them. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just sharing a joke. But at what point does it become hate speech? Even in hip hop, right? For example, Young Thug. He was in a RICO case. In a RICO case, they examine everything that you do, associations, whatever. Now he's a musician. They look at his lyrics. So if he wrote a lyric like "I killed a nigga last night," that's a song that of his. That's the hook. I killed a nigga. Killed another nigga last night. Whoop whoop. Killed another nigga late last night.
If he did it, that would be incriminating evidence.
But
if he did actually do it,
right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like that world between the art and what's real. I mean, we had this convo also, right?
Yeah.
And it was in the context of Ye. But now it's like on a broader spectrum, because we've seen a scenario where Mr. Donald Trump is showing our president Julius Malema, who is singing a song. I know you have your reservations about the song, but for it to escalate to the principal of the world's office, come on.
Principal of the world. It's a good. That's a good illustration. Like that in my head. That is exactly what he is.
He's the principal.
Yeah.
Go to the principal's office.
Yeah, bro. We did speak about who was in the office, right?
Oh, no, it was happening while we were talking.
Yeah. But we definitely spoken about it, and I feel like that was a bad representation, and they missed a lot of opportunities to speak about real things. But I think you couldn't really edge a word in there with Trump just fucking fixating on these pieces of paper, which some weren't even of South Africa.
No,
did you see that?
That boy was focused in that meeting. He was like, dim the lights.
I want to show you guys.
No,
just watch this.
That's.
You can't say anything. That's the best way. He's like a principal. Yeah.
That was like an ambush, though. Like
it was an ambush.
Like where those? Bring the files. Bring the.
Cyril kind of played his part. He kind of just rolled over. We could have seen more serious, like a little bit more of a stance against it. But I guess, like you say, what can you say to Trump? You could end up like Zelensky and you just get roasted.
Yeah.
So rather just, not roll over, maybe stand your ground in a little bit of cases. When you pick up, you could have said, like, this is not South Africa. There was many people in that room that would have identified that. So, but then do you also want to bring up in front of the media that you're picking on that the American team didn't do their due diligence?
And that's the thing, right? This is why I think this is what I was saying in our previous.
I think the best case scenario came.
Yeah, like I feel like the homie Cyril low key did a masterclass in negotiating.
Yeah, in hostile territory.
In a hostile territory, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
he did good.
Bro, they whipped out all that shit on him, and he remained calm. It's like, the part that killed me was like, what? When he's looking at those pictures, where is this? Did they tell you where they got this? I've never seen this.
The one thing that upset me, none of those other guys brought up corruption. Because that crime is one thing, but crime is only allowed through corruption. So all of these other guys, Richie Forrest and Ernie Isles, talking lacquer from they are privileged. Like, what did Rupert, all he was talking about is how wealthy he is in this country and how shit the crime is. Yeah, and Rupert, why don't you give us drones? Why are you asking the President of the United States for drones? Yeah. Why don't you donate millions to upgrade our security advances?
Apparently, Johan Rupert is like 5 times richer than Donald Trump.
I believe it. TJ, could we get a lighter over here, please?
So
thank you, sir.
I'm just agreeing of like, yeah, you can do it. You can do something.
And why do we need stuff to drones from America? We've got relationships with China. That's where everybody gets their drones from.
Yeah.
If we really fixated on this,
it's the same thing with the Starlink chat, right?
Yeah.
Because the other side of it, whether the government decides to bend over for Elon Musk or not, is that there's another service provider equivalent to Starlink from China. There are many other service providers who will do what it takes to get into, to open this market.
We also don't want to be run by China. Let's not get that, because then their contracts are crazy. You sign do you see this Uganda gold that was just found?
Yeah.
Do you know who has the rights to that gold?
Who?
A Chinese company.
Damn.
It's bro, in the fact of that, they are going to be lucky. I know it's going to bring a lot of investment to Uganda, but the profit isn't really staying in Uganda unless in the contract that there was a percentage profit share on the minerals that are pulled up from the. Let's hope there is. I did research it before we came on, and that was even if I chatted flipping hard with AI, it says they can't give me any information of that contractual agreement. Sometimes it's little as 5%, sometimes in this case hoping for 30% and more. You know, but that's going to overseas. That doesn't help us.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's the thing that this is.
Thank you, TJ, for the lighter. This is Glukies. This is my favorite strain in the whole wide world.
All right, let's enjoy Glukies.
Shout out Ruben.
Yeah, which takes me to Ibrahim Traore, which also takes me, unfortunately, to Trump, because aren't the principles the same? It's like why must we outsource doing this if we can figure out a way of doing it ourselves?
100%. They just released their competitor to the Tesla. Did you see it?
China.
No.
Who?
Burkina Faso, bro.
Oh yes, I saw it. Yes.
And it looks way
That's
nicer,
some great
bro.
news, man. That is actually some good news, man.
That is good news.
Yeah.
So well done to your country, your government, putting it.
Mr. Traore.
And he's speaking words. I agree completely with that. It's kind of what Trump's doing in his own right, but everybody should be doing that. We should be looking out for our own.
Yeah.
Africa should look after Africa, and obviously each country should be looking after its people so that it thrives. And then we are as big players as anybody.
Yeah. So how would you rate the president's performance in the office, the principal's office?
I would rate it a solid 7
out of 10. Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, there was different areas where I think he could have held ground and spoke about.
You know, if you look at the content that was produced out of it, right? Like the viral moments, it's mostly of Trump embarrassing himself, producing the wrong information.
Yeah.
And that is a crazy outcome from that meeting, because the last person who was summoned there, the viral moment was very
not the last
different.
person, because remember the English Prime Minister was there recently.
Yeah, okay, fine. So let me be specific. When Zelensky was there and it was a contentious situation, you know, it went viral. At that moment went viral for the scolding. You know, so
for how he played that, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But how I wanted it to go out, you know, my idea of that is cut out a lot of the media sides of things. There is no genocide. There is a lot of crime in our country. There is a lot of these certain issues, but genocide is not one of them. And he wasn't hard enough on that point. We are like any other functioning. Every other functioning, he could have said, why are there so many mass school shootings in your country, President? What's going on? You know, Ramaphosa could have thrown shots. But by learning, like you said, from Zelensky and how Zelensky got treated, he did a good job by rolling over. Just, scratch my belly. We were... Only I was fucked up. He was talking about the Anglo-Boer War, which was during apartheid times. I'm just like, bro, this is not a representation of anybody.
Whose diplomat is this?
Yeah.
Who appointed this guy to represent us in anything other than golf?
Other than that, Big Easy spoke very well. You know, South Africa is an amazing country. We've got a lot of sports stars that have kept the flag flying high. You know, we do have a lot of that, and it is amazing. And you see when sports comes together, the country stands still as it comes together. It's just amazing to see. So I get why there was some, but the wrong two.
Yeah, I just think Cyril he was too prepared for that. Like that wasn't even his toughest meeting in his life.
John Steenhuisen also got beaten by Johan Rupert there, which I enjoyed. Like Western Cape isn't the shining star. The highest amount of murders is in the Cape Flats. So I liked a little presentation. The DA actually doesn't care about the Western Cape. it cares about the amount of money and how nice they can make the city center look from an outside world. They're just polishing that diamond while they let the rest.
And cashing in from tourism.
Cashing in highly from tourism, but
external.
They are doing extra things. Like I see they're working on the rail line to be able to move from one side to the other side. So, in that, maybe with them being so close with the GNU and them also having to screw up, tighten their belts and be like, oh fuck, they're actually looking at us. We must actually start implementing things. Let's just hope.
On this subject of genocide, there's something that I want to say, which I don't know if I even have the vocabulary to articulate.
Shit. And you know the dictionary.
That's why we keep it there. It's like, bro, when I look at this situation with these white refugees and this genocide story, firstly, before I get into that point, right, I wanted to also say, like, remember I was telling you about a post-truth world, right? How crazy is it that Donald Trump is presenting to the president of South Africa information about his country that he takes as factual, but the president of that country doesn't even know about it. Like, it's not real. Do you understand? And what I'm saying is, like, Mr. Fake News, no fake news, is presenting fake news.
Yeah, the world's fucked, bro. We're in a movie.
Right? Like, that is crazy. So I did some digging, right? And turns out there's a documentary that was produced in the United States after a campaign by these guys in South Africa called the Suidlanders. Yeah. They produced a documentary. The Suidlanders came into existence as a result of a prophecy from a Boer farmer, poor Boer farmer, who was also a reverend. Cool. And he says, there'll be a race war in this country.
Yeah.
It'll be called the Night of the Long Knives. This is a old prophecy. So this is the essence of where this belief of a white genocide comes from. You get what I'm saying? It's actually, they're linking it to their religion even, right? So these guys went on a campaign, a road show to the United States.
When?
Sometime in the 2010s.
Oh, crazy.
And they got the audience of certain key people, right? And then this woman in the United States produced a documentary about it. It's called Farmlands. That's the shit Donald Trump ended up watching. I swear to God.
That was his research. That was a one-sided documentary.
I mean, and people close to him. It's produced by someone he knows. So you're watching it, but you're also being told,
we are letting Donald Trump. Just think about it. If we went in 2010 and I said Donald Trump's going to be the president, you would laugh at me.
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
But he's been the president twice, twice.
Which is crazy.
The Zelensky movie actor is now the president.
Dog, this shit is wild, bro.
It's crazy.
But how crazy is it that it's a fucking actor? It's a fucking, I don't know what.
Another actor, businessman.
Yeah, a businessman, actor, acting businessman. Right? And then like somebody who's actually taken their country through some shit. When you go and you read about, the key people in these apartheid discussions.
Cyril was a part of the discussions always.
He was key.
He was, and he was also a pretty good businessman, but he's also a little bit of a sly businessman. But Pala is one case.
Yes. Oh my God.
McDonald's is another case.
They should have brought that one up. They shouldn't have brought up.
Pala is a big one.
Crosses.
Yeah.
What about that 4 million that was in your couch? I don't know about that one.
At the end of the day, if he was just a businessman and then 4 million was found in his couch, he would just be another businessman that got caught with a little bit of, which is what all of rich people do. They try to avoid tax. That's like the goal.
Yeah.
it's just something that rich people do.
But I wanted to talk about.
But it is bad if you want to be the president of the country and you're schnaufing the country out of the money that you made.
Come on, Doug. On top of that, you are not, because of the position you hold in this enterprise, you should not have this at all.
Yeah.
But you do.
Yeah.
And
I don't mind him.
So
I wouldn't mind him having businesses and that, as long as it wasn't directly involved in his being the president that he got these business deals. So if it's before and after, then sure. That's just how business works.
I wonder if Cyril donates his salary. You know why I'm asking?
Because Donald does.
Yes. Yeah. If Cyril doesn't,
we're not supposed to speak about Donald so much this episode.
No, okay,
I don't want to be labeled as Donald. You love Ye.
Yeah, I don't always love Ye, dog.
No, you love Ye though. You do love Ye.
I do love Ye. I'm learning to love Ye, but I'll always love Kanye.
I wouldn't want to be remembered as Donald Trump. Like,
yeah, no, it's not. It's not a good look. But I want to so those guys are talking about crime, talking about genocide, and you know one thing that it's a treacherous thing for men to talk about. But if you ask me to tell you the truth, right, I've never even had this type of a conversation with a white man before, you know, which is I see genocide. You know, we googled the meaning.
Yeah.
Let's Google the meaning.
Did you see your favorite person in the world had another video?
Cool.
Hirsch.
Who?
What's his name? The white guy, the old white guy you used to.
Robert Herzog.
That's right. He had another interview and he defined genocide.
He defined it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like apparently 10 pillars
that define it.
Yeah. It's not just the killing of. Economic genocide.
That's crazy. No, we need to get
cultural genocide.
Yeah, you know, I heard him mention economic genocide. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, so that's why he in this interview he mentioned these 10 pillars, and it's basically just saying that through the certain actions of people, it leads to economic genocide, letting corruption run rife.
Rob Herzog is
goddamn, he upset you.
They asked him, what would you do? He says, make me a benevolent dictator for 100 days. I'm like, I knew it.
What? Yeah.
I knew it.
That's crazy.
I knew it. This guy is power hungry.
Yeah.
Like benevolent dictator
I would never want him to be.
100 days. I'll turn this country around. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you saying?
Definitely wouldn't want him to be the president. Yeah.
I'm really trying to deliver a very critical point here for this conversation. You know, which is like I said, I looked for the word femicide.
Femicide.
Yeah, and this version of our dictionary doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's the third.
But we're aware of the term, right? Maybe we should ask ChatGPT to define it for us.
Don't you have chat?
Okay, I do. I also, but like I see them talking
just type it in there.
I see them talking about genocide, right?
No.
But femicide is also rife in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a situation that just, it's not like it just happened. Like, oh my God, this is.
It does happen, yeah.
In isolation, you know, it's just, you know, the topic is trending, right? Which is the abduction and murder of this other woman. Her name is Olerato. Rest in peace, you know. And this is like a few days ago, right?
Oh shit.
And you know, according to the protocol, you know, she did everything right. She shared her location, she communicated, told everybody, you know, she did everything that was supposed to be done to make sure that, you know, she
was safe,
you know. And couldn't stop her inevitable demise at the hands of this guy she was going on a date with, you know. And
sad story.
Yeah, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. And for me, it's like whenever this topic comes up, this type of a topic comes up, and it comes up a lot, I don't know how to talk about it. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I feel ashamed. I do feel ashamed.
As a man.
As a man, yeah.
Explain to me why. Why do you feel responsible for the behaviors of all
I
men?
believe. Why? Because I believe. Well, I would be ashamed of you if you did something wrong.
Yeah.
I would feel.
But we know each other.
Yeah. But I also would want everybody to be an example for them, and if they saw a girl in need, to lend a helping hand, to go over there, not to go. If they don't want any help, then you let them go.
You know why I'm asking? I'm asking because I don't know if being ashamed on behalf of the gender actually does anything. Like, oh my God, my gender, you know how we are, we're so fucked up. So what?
No, I'm ashamed. Also, then then let me revert. I am ashamed of human nature at the moment. I'm ashamed that we feel that we have the right to inflict any type of harm onto anybody else. I know there's certain cases where emotions go over, and there's some sort of, like, you upset somebody with something that you say. That's cool. That happens all the time, and somebody else. But like physical harm, to the point where there's people dying, which it is, GBH and all of that on females is obviously a lot higher than it is on males. It's because men think they have a certain power over a female, you know, and physically 9 times out of 10 they do. So they think they can get away with it. So I'm ashamed that we as a culture have allowed people in our vicinity, in our neighborhoods, we've allowed our kids, our grandkids to grow up to individuals that think that this is something that they can even think about doing, you know. I'm ashamed that we're in a stage in society where it's even a thing to think about that you can't let your kid go to school or walk to school. Bro, when I was young, we would go to school. You would be crazy to let your kid go to school with the nanny and walk to school. You would be fucking mal. You know, you get in the car, you drop them off through gated security at schools now. What sick world is that? I'm ashamed that society is so sick that we have chat rooms where there's child predators going after kids.
Dog,
using videos,
terabytes.
and people are getting off on it. And then I check that they want to say that pedophilia is a sickness. No, pedophilia is you can't be labeled, and they can't decriminalize.
I heard they're trying to make it a preference.
Bro, you must be sick. This is such. You need to go back to this guy's childhood. There is something wrong, and you need to work with this individual.
So for me, dog,
work with him. Chat, because there's something that fucked this guy up subconsciously during the ages of 1 to 5, when kids are absorbing the most, and we haven't even figured emotions out. Something fucked this guy up. That he thinks he's wired now. This is okay, because that is not okay. I love videos where they fuck up child predators. It's my absolute favorite. It is my favorite thing.
I've seen a few of those.
It gives me such satisfaction. Shout out to Vitali. He does a lot think
I've seen one with the game.
Did you see with Vitali and Drake? Not Drake, Vitali and I think it was Usher. Was it Usher? No, that didn't he do?
Probably the game. Yeah, man. So I think like the greatest work we can do, because it starts with you. I don't know what the solution is. I'm sad. I'm sad, you know, like you're expressing yourself also about how disappointing it is that, you know, we're capable of doing these type of things to each other, you know?
Yeah.
I guess
it does kind of start at home, and at your home internally.
That is, you know, it's sad, bro. It's sad,
bro.
You know, I don't know what more to say, and I don't want to like talk too much about it because like it's sad.
It is sad, yeah.
You know, like, dog, you know,
people be desperate out there.
I had a friend of mine murdered, bro. It's not that I had them murdered, but a good friend of mine was murdered. You know, and that was my friend from when we were in fucking grade 8, dog. My closest friend.
Shit.
You know,
sorry, man.
It's a girl.
Sorry.
You know, and like, I didn't understand why it happened then. I don't understand why it's still happening now.
Yeah, dude. The world is in a sick place. It's just lawless at the moment, bro. But it happens all over the world. It's
for me, those type of things, like, they shake me, dog, because like,
no, I can check you. Your body language is shooketh. Yeah.
They make me realize the thing that, like, I hate to realize the most, which is how fickle life is. And you know, you've got all these plans, you've got all these dreams, you know, all these things that you want to do.
But life is also beautiful, bro. In the same breath.
How is it beautiful if someone can just decide, fuck this guy, fuck this girl?
Yeah. But we spoke about this in the other podcast. We can't be living life like everyone is evil. We've got to live life like everyone is like ourselves.
Dog, it's traumatizing.
It is traumatizing. The world's scary, bro. Did you see the most dangerous cities in Africa? Bro, Pietermaritzburg. Then there was another country. Then it was Pretoria. We're in the top 3, bro. Two cities. There's the most dangerous cities. Are you joking?
It's scary, dog.
Yeah, we live in a scary place, but there's also as much evil as you look in the world. There's also a lot of good going around.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes good if you're on social media sometimes and you find yourself down a negative rabbit hole. The best thing to do is go find yourself some positive content.
For me, the thing that gives me anxiety
gives you anxiety?
Yeah, is the idea, the concept, the construct of time. You know? Like
the construct of time.
Yeah.
That it's finite.
That it's linear and it runs out. You know, we keep watches on our wrists. The day starts and it ends, and then it's the next day, and then eventually it's the day that you die. You just never know when that day is gonna be. But
that movie Timeless.
You still have such lofty ambitions for your existence. You know what I'm saying? Like me. You know, like, I got a lot, bro. I am a polymath. When they talk about virtuoso, you know, like, dog, I was sitting down the other day saying to myself, no, I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. And I still got so much I want to do. You know, and someone can just decide, oh my.
Hey. Yeah, well, if you're gonna live your life like that, it's gonna be scary. You're gonna have anxiety about it at certain times, and I understand it. It is a messed up place because you turn on the TV, you're hearing it, you're seeing it on Instagram, you're going on Facebook, you're going on Google. It's scary, but you can't live your life in fear. It is just something that we have to get over as people if you want to find happiness and success. And like you say, how cuck would it be if you don't get there when you of your dream? But at least you are trying. So if you, bro, as long as you're trying and living life to the fullest every day.
The thing is, like,
you're living a good life.
If today was a bad day and you're saying to yourself, tomorrow I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
And then between yesterday and tomorrow, today some shit happens and you don't.
Then it's your perspective on how you're taking things.
It's fucking sad, dog.
Bro, you seem a little bit sad though.
Dog, you know, this shit fucked me up once in my life, bro.
But
it fucked me up like once in my life.
Depression. Like, what fucked you up?
The trauma of losing.
Oh yeah.
Someone. You know, like I had to change as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying
Shit,
I couldn't
bro.
be that person anymore.
Fuck, bro. Fuck, bro. Now you're gonna make me cry. I do cry easily, dude. At a wedding, I'm the worst. Don't take me for your date. I'll just cry. I don't even know the cup of cry.
It's just like, it's like, what the fuck. Anyway,
It is.
so it actually ties in nicely to another thing I wanted us to talk about, which is like, you know, when we talk about reality, what are we talking about? So I'm on some other shit, bro. I'm on some Zen, Buddhist, New Age, Jesus, Jedi shit.
Lord of the Rings.
Gandalf. Hey, I was so happy to find out Gandalf smokes weed. I was like, oh my god.
That's how you do the smoke. Yeah.
You know, dog, I just watched Lord of the Rings for the first time in my life
I'm
recently.
so glad you did.
And I'm like, yo,
my favorite movie.
I couldn't get enough, bro. I watched 4 hours movies back to
Did you
back.
watch the extended series of all of them?
Yeah, dog.
My man.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I had the patience. Like, no, this is good storytelling.
No, it is great.
Yeah.
Just imagine the CGI was today.
Yeah. I was comparing it to Star Wars. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, this
No,
shit
this
is
trumps Star
this shit
Wars,
is
yeah.
better. This
Way
shit is
cooler
better.
storyline.
Yeah.
Action scenes are mad.
Yeah, and there's weed. So it's looking a
Shout out
stoner
Gandalf.
movie. Shout out J.R.R. Tolkien,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I'm saying we got the book. Right
Bro,
here.
did you see what J.K. Rowling did?
What?
So now they've passed it in the British Parliament that the final decision on female is based on sexual genitalia at birth, or what do they call that? I don't know. Fucking lekker groot. But that's fucking great news. So that means in England that there can't be any trans athletes competing in the female and vice
Yeah.
versa, which I believe is very good because it's just a meaning to female athletes.
Yeah.
To the effort that they put into their sport. Now you're allowing a dude who, I don't care, he's just gonna be fucking stronger than you.
Yeah.
Proven. Serena Williams, one of the chicks with the Foster serves, 105 miles per hour. Males, 165 miles per hour under 18. You know what I mean? Like, it's not comparable. So for it to even have been allowed that we've let the world get to such a point, and I'm all for trans people, and I have my gay friends that I love the fucking most when like just as a friend, they give you the honest truth. They're fucking good fucking people. Nothing against any of my gay friends, my trans friends. I fucking love you guys. But just to
You've got trans friends.
yeah, I do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, whatever. You know, but just
Yeah, what the hell?
whatever. do you? I really don't mind. But it's just that, like, you can't then go and expect to compete in a female race. You know what we do? We make a trans league. Why not? No, that's fair, right? Why, bro? Why are we even talking
So
about
trans women versus trans women,
it? Yeah.
or trans
Trans whoever.
just like mix up.
No.
As long as the team numbers are even.
Yeah. No. But you know, like that's it. Like, fuck, bro,
It's that. Yeah, I feel like that's just a joke.
General
I have
society-
to declare that it's just
general
a joke before they
society
say
is
it's
just
hate
a little
speech.
bit like we're all over the place. No one causes harm to anybody. Don't shove things down other people's throat. It's weird when people knock on your door and give you like religious talk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
some people
Yeah.
do that quite. Some people don't like it when you bash them with your with gay pride. We all understand that. So respect each other's like own personal values and like views, and then the world will be a much better place.
So I wanted to ask.
Because everybody does have a place. Yes, as I miss so much.
I wanted to ask you, and you know, hey, today we're chatting, dog. I love it. I love it. There's a lot coming out. So, you know, like I told you, I came up with the bar, but like I like the idea of Luke Skywalker. I don't like Luke Skywalker.
Oh, you like the idea of him?
Yeah.
You don't like the acting of him? or just the role he played in that.
Even the role he played, I just thought he was.
I can't believe you got into Star Wars so
except in the end when he meditated himself into Kai and Loren's presence and fooled with them, and the rebels were able to run away. I enjoyed that. That was the best thing he ever did. But I just like the aura, the mystique.
Your imagination is so wild. I could see you building it in in the way you're looking at it. It's crazy. Dude, no wonder you are who you are.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
So it's like,
continue.
Yeah. No, but you can ask. Go ahead.
So I still haven't understood why you don't like Luke yet.
Oh man, I just thought all those characters were weak, man. I think the strongest character, who turned out to be the weakest but also strongest character, is actually Anakin.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. There's a lot of trials and tribulations with Anakin.
He became the best very quickly at being good. Then he became the best at being bad. So that's I found Master Yoda is like highly overrated. I'm like, yo man, this nigga, he just sounds like he's saying some. Okay, the most important thing he said is he used the Force to feel. That's the best thing he ever said.
And he did a lot of visualization. To visualize.
I guess.
Which is the most important lesson anyone should ever take away from any of our podcasts.
I guess.
Visualization is the key.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm happy you're taking it to visualization, because I'm talking about creating reality. That's what I want to talk about. Like,
seriously, I saw you bought your book, Crystals Awareness. What?
Chakra Hunks Worldwide. What's up?
Crystal Awareness, yeah. Catherine Bowman.
And I keep a crystal.
I also always used to wear quartz.
Yeah.
Which you would tell me is a.
So chakra hunks.
Now I wear a weed leaf. That's my chakra, on my weed chakra.
Okay. So when someone says to you, you can make your reality, what do you understand about that? Like, just let me not elaborate further. Let me just let that land.
Well, I think we could look into the files of MK Ultra. And you would find some interesting notes that have been written on visualization and even telepathy and all of this type of stuff with our human mind, which I do think is amazing, because at times we've seen times where the brain's created amazing things. We're using a camera. We're using, there's times where our brain can be so magnificent that you're just like, wow, how the fuck did they think about that? So I think there's certain ways that people could tap in to their brain and visualize and see things, and those types of things come into fruition. Like that chick that kept on thinking about winning the lotto and won like 12 times.
What?
How the fuck does that happen? Yeah, dude, she won multiple times, and she just visualized it, and she would speak about it before it happening, and speak about it every day like it was happening. I'm gonna win this red car. I'm gonna win this red car. I'm gonna win this red car. Speaking about to her friends oh, do you think? Are you excited that my new car comes on Monday? And they're like, what?
So what are you saying, dog? What are you saying? Like, because when I ask that question, I also mean, like, in the context of everything that is happening. If I am responsible for creating my reality, I want you to tell me what I'm doing to create.
So if I was to be holding this book,
we can stop it.
Yeah, very good point. So if we were to hold this book and I go hippy dippy on you, and I say hippy dippy. Hippy dippy is like when you're when you've just gone a little bit too far from hippiness and you start speaking about crazy terms like aliens.
Okay.
Not that aliens is a crazy term. I retract that statement as well today.
What was that guy's name? There's a guy who dropped out of Harvard. And from acid, also through MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And he became a politician, but he went loony.
So that's a little bit too hippy dippy. But on this side, like when you speak positivity or when you have a positive mindset, you are releasing a positive energy around you, which attracts other positive energy. When you have a negative energy, you start to attract negative energies, and you start making negative scenarios out of everything. If you were like we also said, it's a mental battle. Some people don't even see it as positives or a negative energy. They just see it as good luck. Some of them, but good luck is defined about your hard work, the amount of energy that you put into that idea, that business, that friendship. That will turn into positive energy received back to you.
So what are your thoughts on things like destiny, fate, self-determining? So what
Destiny, fate is what you make of it. I don't think there's a death. If there's a book that's going to tell me I'm going to die, if there's only one thing that I know, that's the Creator's time. But I don't think it's a fate of mine. I'm deciding.
You don't. You know, we look at young Frodo in Lord of the Rings.
That was his destiny to do that trip.
He held it down until the last minute. Then it got a hold of him. Like, oh, it's mine. I was like, oh my God, you weak too. This motherfucker. You know.
Yeah, I had a love-hate relationship with.
After making us watch for 12 hours, this is what you got. So, like, that's what I'm saying. How is I don't know, man. Like, I'm not even asking. Like, you have an answer. I'm just expressing a curiosity. Like, what the fuck? Like,
well, let's think about it. If you've ever had a day and you're late on something, payments are late, you stub your toe.
Wait, let me finish my analogy.
Yeah, fine.
Like, was that, when I look at it like that, right, there's no one else who could have done that. You know?
Frodo's journey.
Yes, there's that's why that's why he only flipped at the last minute.
But it
was destiny that he would also have a friend by his side who was true and never left his side.
Yeah, Sam Wise.
You know, that is like that and people use words like fortuitous and serendipitous and chance and all these things. I'm just like, man, how can you not believe that some things are supposed to be?
I'm a firm believer of that. So.
But I also don't believe that
what's meant to happen will happen.
I feel like my destiny is like colored in 50%, and the rest they gave me the pen. Like, okay, now
these people watching this? That's what I want to know. Like, are you in the Truman Show?
Yo, sometimes it feels like.
Do you think it?
Dog, sometimes it feels like.
Yeah, obviously, because everyone's in their own fucking world.
Sometimes it feels like. Sometimes it feels like. You know, being alone is scary.
And that comes back to all of these topics. We're all in our own realities. We're all self-absorbed. We're all narcissistic. We all have these tendencies, and it's only up to us to make sure we don't step out of those constructs, and we try to better ourselves every day, and we also try to impact the people around us by spending good energy, doing nice things for other people, lending hand to others. That in your own little circle will create an infectious little more circles going around, and the world will be a better place.
If we started even giving away a free class right now, guys, we're going to teach you how to become co-creators of your reality.
Yeah.
There are people who be like, fuck that.
A lot of people will think you're loony.
No. What I mean is, like, you can even get out of 100 people, you can get 99. Even if it's one person won't want to learn how to take charge of their life.
Because people are busy, you know. People are busy. They got work from 9 to 5, then they've got to deal with the rest. They get caught up on bills, they get caught up in the rat race, they're sitting fuss, and it's effort, and people are lazy.
Yeah.
How many people?
Nah, you know what,
bro, let's be honest. How many people out there in the world do you think take an hour a day to better themselves.
True.
Through the gym, through yoga, through mental breathing, whatever it may
journaling,
be. Anything.
Yeah.
I think that you would be quite sad about the percentage.
Yeah.
And a lot of the excuses is, I'm too busy, there's not enough
and
time.
And we can tell when we meet these motherfuckers. Oh, this one's got no zen.
And yeah, not to say that even the ones that do it are perfect themselves. But at least you're taking a little bit of a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Just taking small steps. Yeah. You don't have to be perfect. Like I said, it's all about finding that balance. At least acknowledging, like, I overreacted in this. Let me see how I can better myself for the next scenario that comes. And then if you fuck up on that again, cool. Pull back. Reassess. Think of how you can do it again. Create patterns.
So let me ask you: do you believe in rehabilitation of a person? Like,
Definitely.
let's say I've been
rehabilitation. Of course,
I've been an abuser, or even a killer. Let's say I'm the guy. Let's say it's me.
I have very different views on killing.
But that's what I mean, right? You give this person a sentence.
Yeah, it's a tough topic.
They get a lawyer.
This one makes me feel normal. Okay. But I like it. Obviously, I like feeling a little bit sick.
They okay.
Keeps me on my toes.
They get a lawyer. They're supposed to get 25. They get 12. They come out in 8, and they say I'm different. And you're like, really?
We've spoken about the biggest problems in the country is the correctional services being one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
So if the rehabilitation program, like in Sweden or one of these other European countries where they have time with counselors and psychologists and fucking all these different types of medical professionals that are gauging them, and they say it's all clear, sharp, this guy's fine, he's a functioning human, then dude, fine. If the rehabilitation program is set up, there's no crooking it, there's no corruption, you have to pass it. He does his time, then I do think that in certain instances, you can see somebody...
The real question, the underlying question is about
there should be punishment though, of course. Second chances.
That's the
Everybody
underlying question. Does everybody deserve a second chance? I get in your head.
Yeah. No. Of course,
but does everybody deserve a second chance?
No, not everybody. There's
like deserve is a strong word.
Okay, but then where do we start? Where do we draw the line then? So if there are some that we do...
I feel like I'll give you the first chance. The second chance, you have to earn it.
Yeah, that's right. Go through rehabilitation the first time. That's why if rehabilitation works, there's no second times. You know what I mean? If rehabilitation really works, and I don't even know if full rehabilitation does work. How about if the guy just gets good at acting? People are good at putting on a mask and faking a doctor. Sure, big time. So, for me...
How many repeat offenders are in jail?
Lots, especially in our corrupt fucking jails.
Second chance, Doug. I don't know.
That's where the funding should go, is to rehabilitation of obviously the upkeep of the
that's our
the jails. That's a good one.
Actually, we've asked a lot of questions.
We did.
But that's a good one.
But
does everybody deserve a second
of the jails, the rehabilitation of prisoners, proper structures for them. Don't make it. Do you know who runs the prisons? It's the gangs in the prisons. It's not the prisoners. The wardens are all thieves. They all take bribes, obviously because they're scared. Sorry, Mom. Shouldn't be swearing. Did I swear a lot this episode?
To me, it sounds like normal conversation.
I know, because you know me though. God damn, and my mom said I mustn't swear.
I feel like swear words, maybe when we were 6.
But my mom swore a lot, so I actually blame her.
My mom was telling me another story, and she was like, because my mom is a super church woman, she killed me, dog. She's like, don't listen to people and their shit. Like to hear a vulgar word from somebody who doesn't
never heard. That's crazy.
It's like they're trying to make a point.
That's amazing.
Do we have some confessions?
Yeah, great ones. Fuck, I hope my wallet's in my car. Didn't you laugh? You didn't even laugh at my confessions. It was very sad.
I was punishing you for not laughing at my memes.
Oh god.
Do I have? I'm sure I have.
So for a while now, I have a feeling that my husband is cheating, and I don't know how to prove it or get information since I don't have access to his phone. I've tried to talk to him and my concerns, but that didn't help. I need to get solid proof, if any, before making the decision to walk away. I thought about tracking his car, but don't know which tracker to use. Any tips to do? Durban.
You know, yeah, I had a think on that one. I did see it. And maybe I went too deep, but what are the chances that she might be projecting?
That she's cheating?
What are the chances? Because that's also a deep level of paranoia.
Well, unless he's cheating and he's showing signs of cheating. You know, like if a chick has, it could be paranoia, but it could also be the fact that he is cheating.
So should she put a tracker on his car?
Bro, it's her husband. It's not like a short thing that, okay, well, some people do get married very quick, but if it's her husband, you kind of know the dude. So he's hiding something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's definitely creeping.
So yeah, I on this one, if he's not talking about it, the problem is she could be financially constrained. So if she leaves this this marriage, how's she going to survive? This could be a thought. That's why she hasn't left the dude already. So that's why she's maybe hesitant to do the move. She doesn't know. We don't know her financial position.
But must she put a tracker on his car? I think that's crazy. I think it's crazier than talking to him.
Yeah, no, I agree. The first option is talk and be like, have a serious conversation. And if he laughs, then I'll be like, why are you laughing at this situation? Why are you getting upset about it? Unless he's been saying the whole time, like, dude, I'm not cheating. Maybe he's not cheating. And then she's like, dude, I'm not cheating with anybody. I'm just stressed. Work's cack. Life's difficult. Like, I don't know. He could be addicted to gambling. He could be going to the casino all the time. That's why maybe he's hesitant in that.
Yeah.
So I guess
that's why I feel like it's better for her. Like, for her to want to put a tracker on his car is hella diabolical. It's creepy. Her mind is in a dark place.
Yeah.
You understand?
No.
And my question is, why? Why is your mind in a dark place?
Yeah. Maybe she's been a cheater before, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's the projecting.
Cool. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. So no, don't put a tracker on his car.
Just talk to him. Yeah, good one.
Don't talk to him.
Then my favorite confession for the week.
Okay.
I think you also will like it. I was staring at my girlfriend for a little too long, and the other day I realized she's actually pretty ugly.
Wow. It's very funny that you used pretty and ugly right next to each other.
Pretty ugly.
He used the expression of beauty to express the lack of. I found that to be funny. You know what, man? He must just tell us the truth. He's out of love with her. He doesn't find her interesting anymore.
I think so. But I think you go through waves, don't you? In a relationship sometimes. Okay, staring at anybody for too long is a bit freaky. Let me just put it out. You will notice different things going on. Look at yourself in a mirror, my man. Whoever this person is.
She's been his...
Look at yourself in a mirror.
She is his girlfriend. Meaning he had to look her in the eye and tell her, let's do this.
Yeah.
When you were telling her what's going on. That's what I'm saying, man. That guy doesn't like that girl.
No, well, I also believe, like, if you're going to find faults, you're going to find faults in anybody, naturally. Look at yourself in the mirror. Maybe he's an ugly dude and he's like shooting way too high. I don't know, this sounds like Bedford View.
He sounds like an ugly dude to me.
Yeah, he does sound like that. So, bro, just deal with it. Speak about it. See where you are. But people do fall in and out of love. Like in a marriage, you fall not in and out of love. You just fall more in love or less in love with the person. It's like it's natural. That's how relationships work.
This shit come in waves. This shit come in waves.
Yeah, that's just how it works. Just work on it. Communicate. If everybody just communicated, goddamn.
Let me hit you with my confession.
Oh no, my phone's on.
I have 3 boyfriends, and they all serve a different purpose in my life. Problem is, they all want to commit, and I cannot, because one comes with the D, the other brings money, and the next brings vibes and personality. Anyone has all in one, I'll wait. Sounds like she's got.
I don't know how.
She's got departments.
Yeah. I don't know how people can do that.
As long as
I can't even manage one relationship at a time. So now you're asking me to manage 3 different personalities, 3 different people. It gives me anxiety just thinking about it. So don't do it, people. But kudos to the people that are able to manage that type of cut.
Yeah. As long as it's not draining you.
And as long as you're also not lying to the other people. Like, is she lying to her that she's not sexually intimate with anybody else? Because that's a fuck up. Because some people do still have unprotected sex. So that's why you shouldn't have unprotected sex with people. It's just because people can lie. You don't know. You could be dating this chick right now who's got 3 dudes that's chowing her, and you thinking you're the only one. You've given.
I could be the vibes and personality.
You could be. You know what I mean? Where is it? What area?
It's Devin. It's Devin.
Okay, safe. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
This is definitely an Indian. Yeah.
Really?
Vibes.
If you ask me to tell you the truth, it
I've got a vibe.
sounds very Zulu girl.
Oh, Zulu girl. Would they go vibes?
Vibes.
Yeah.
No,
It's vibes.
Vibes is what we call groove talk.
Groove talk.
We talk about vibes when we're at groove.
Groove talk.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yo, but this is a tough one. What must we tell about this person's bad? Bad.
Shannon.
No, she could be not bad.
This
though.
is the safe
She could
space.
just be a cool
We're
person.
not gonna judge her. Look, she doesn't sound like she's got a problem.
No.
She's just confessing.
Yeah.
She's saying, "This is what I'm doing, guys. If anybody got it all, I'll wait."
Yeah.
I'm just like, man. Also, how much?
So she's just bragging.
How
She's actually just out there
How much
bragging.
D do you need? How much vibes and personality? How much money do you need?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
That's somebody that gets attention and they need their social cup filled by that type of interaction.
She wants us to judge her.
This chick, maybe she's sad about
She
it.
wants us to judge her.
Maybe we should go comment. You should be ashamed of yourself. Go to church.
She wants us to judge her because she doesn't care about our judgment. and we're falling into a trap because she's never gonna stop because she's happy.
But also, we don't know the scenario too well, so we can't even judge her.
Yeah.
From that, we can't judge her. You know, there's too many questions that we need to ask for our judgment to follow.
Do your thing, queen.
Yeah, do your thing, girl. I would like to get money from my hookup.
I thought you were gonna
Just how nice would that be, bro? Just imagine the chick you're hooking up with, just every now and again dollars you something fucking 20k, 30k. Like, what? No, say less.
Go get a haircut.
Nah. No, but I
Go fix your tire.
No, sweet. I did get a couple of gifts. I like fucking gifts.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you dated an older woman before?
No, not that old.
Not.
Just somebody that understands me. You know? Doesn't have to be an expensive gift. Doesn't have to be an expensive.
A richer or more well-off woman?
No, I've never done that. Oh, not a fling with one, yeah, but not crazier.
How was the gifting? Did you get to a gifting level?
No.
How did you know she had more money than you?
No, because it wasn't really her money, so I've never.
Don't judge her.
I've never. It wasn't her money.
Okay.
It's her parents' money.
But how did you know?
How?
Yeah.
You couldn't see, man.
Is it?
How can she be driving such a car at this age and her sister like this?
What is she driving?
I can't remember at that time, bro. But you can see the parents' car, their house, buying new shit all the time, new hair every week.
Too young to be that locked in.
No, but no. But also, it's not based on like how expensive it is. So yeah, that confession is a toughie.
Yeah.
Just live your life, queen.
Just live your life, baby girl.
Just don't lie. Don't lie.
Yeah. Try hard to be honest. Don't act like you didn't watch Intersections. Did you watch Intersections? You must check it out. It's a locally produced TV series, SABC, great. But it just talks about exactly what you're saying, how you painted it actually, how you never know what's happening. So the intersections, the SEC is SEX. So it's intersections.
Oh.
And it's crazy, dog. That, bro, I don't always stand up for the government, but when an opportunity to stand up for them comes up, I will. In terms of raising awareness about like some of the threats that exist in our society,
it's very important.
They've made a decent effort, bro.
There should be more talks.
For some of us who grew up watching local television, like we were able to absorb a lot of and learn a lot about this place, the culture, people.
So how much pressure should we put on social media for them to internally spread positive messages through their platforms where people are getting the wrong exposure? But then who runs that? Who runs what messages are being published? This is the fuck up that we live in, Uno.
And what constitutes as positive?
Well, spreading awareness of gender-based violence would be very good. But then who's the people that are overseeing that? Are they pushing another cause that's not behind that?
I want to ask you a question. I'm sure you know about reptilians. You look like someone who's tapped in with reptilians.
Yeah.
You might even know a few. No,
well, they say fucking Mark Zuckerberg is one.
That's it. So, Credo Mutwa. You know Credo Mutwa?
No.
South African legendary traditional healer, Sangoma.
Okay.
Right. Was abducted by aliens.
No.
Oh man, I need to send you.
Oh, I have actually heard this.
Yeah, I need to send you his shit.
Yeah.
So,
Didn't he write a book?
He did.
Yeah.
Indaba My Children. Yeah. So one crazy part about his story is in the abduction feedback video. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's telling the viewers that there are things that exist in this world called reptilians, right? And what they do is that they influence society to create fear, which they feed on. Dog, so imagine there are people or things that benefit from you being
fucked up,
afraid.
What are you talking about? That's how the world. That's how the media wins. That's how the media wins. That's how the media are the reptiles. The media are the reptiles.
The media are the puppets for the reptiles.
Yeah. That's true.
The tool.
Yeah. Very true.
It's the tool.
Yeah.
But Shannon, I think we're getting too deep for this episode.
Yeah, no.
But I wanted to ask you. I've never asked you. Maybe we can wrap it up with this question.
Yeah.
What do you think about aliens, though?
I think it's very plausible that they exist. Yeah. I know. I think that they exist. I do. There has to be, bro.
Have you ever thought of how you might react if you meet one? Fear.
Maybe, yeah, of course. Just imagine. But I've been prepped, bro. I've watched too many movies. Too many movies.
Oh, yes.
It's way too many.
Paul. I've watched Paul.
Yeah, that's my shit, bro. I love sci-fi. So aliens, I'll be ready. I'll take them to our leader, straight to Donald.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll even feel special that it chose you.
I'll be like, bro, somehow we got to get to America because I've got to take you to the real president.
The principal of the world.
Yeah. Take me to your leader. You've got to. If an alien lands now and they say, take me to your leader,
you have to report
who do you go?
Donnie.
Donald.
You have to take Donnie.
And on that note, I think we should wrap it up.
Okay.
Bro, I've got to pee so badly. It's ridiculous.